Good evening, good evening, good evening. Y'all know what we are here to do. Turn it off so y'all don't hear me double. Isaiah. mm, No, 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 no. You gotta go in there. No, you gotta go back in there. You gotta go back in there. Sorry about that. Let me get the Facebook right. Y'all already know. Let me get the Facebook right and then. Whoa. Wow, that's crazy. Facebook ain't never did me like that. They got on here just me only. I'm the only one that can see. All right, now we good. We good. We good. We good. We are here to talk about the pop out. If anyone wants to jump on, if anybody wants to call in, want to call in, just let me know in the comments, and I will give y'all the number. If you want to actually be on screen, you can do that via phone or via laptop, iPad, all that. If you want that, then I can shoot you a link. So whatever. Anywho, we are here to talk about the pop out. Now, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to do this. Sorry, I had some. Yeah, but we are here to talk about the pop out, and I want to first off say that I was. It was historic, man. The pop out was super historic. That's how I feel. Like it's we don't have to rehash, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into it a little bit, but we don't have to rehash what happened in the beef. But I just know that I've never seen beef end like this. Like we done seen a lot of stuff, not Prodigy on the Summer Jam string and um ending beef with, Jay and Nas on the stage together. We've This era of beef has been weird. In the beef we see um Meek and Drake get back together, whatever the case is. But as far as to see a victory done in such a manner is crazy to me. Like, just if you paid attention to the little things, I don't want to get too far into the show. I want to start talking about the little parts, the infringements, the openers. It's not, and it wasn't little; it was very significant. But yeah, like those things happen. So let's talk about the show from that aspect first, and then we'll jump into the rest of it. So, as far as the inference, I want to start off by saying that it hurt me not seeing Nipsey on stage. I personally love Nipsey. I know some people may, feel. I personally know people who feel like people just love Nipsey because he died and he got the cloud out off of death. That's stupid to me. I was listening to. I was literally, if you go back and look at the things that I was saying around the time of the Grammys, around uh prior to him dying, I'm looking at it like, why did why did Invasion of Privacy win the Grammy for Best Rap Album over Victory Lap? That's where I'm at with it. So I know that he would have been right there. And just to see the unity of the pop out, that's something that we haven't seen in LA since Nipsey's death. So just it's so many key takeaways. All of the people that we saw there, just the notable people I want to bring out. Mustard, which I always thought there was. I'm listening to Mustard's set, and I'm thinking to myself, as he goes through these hits, And correct me if I'm wrong, because there's somebody out there that may be more familiar with uh Kendrick's music and Mustard's music. I may be missing something. But I'm just sitting back thinking to myself, like Mustard done gave all these people hits inside of Cali and outside of Cali. He's running through his set and it's nothing but hit after hit after hit after hit. Why is it that we just now got Mustard and Kendrick? That's crazy to me. Just now got Mustard and Kendrick. So um that that's the first takeaway that I had. And right there, as I'm looking at Mustard, I'm wondering, is YG gonna come out? Because getting back to the beef, you hear, you know who really bang a set? YG. And once again, it's a little trying to cause schisms amongst the brethren. So to see that YG pop out with his church shoes on, in true YG fashion. I thought that was dope. Um, and before we even get it, I'm sitting back and I'm wondering who is Anne Friends, and I'm gonna get. I really want to say something. Let's jump back to the beef for a split second, and I want to say something. I wish I would have went and got the clip, but something that I said probably a month ago, 2 months ago, whenever we were in the midst of the beef, I said it's funny to see Atlanta come and help aid in the destruction of Drake. And I wondered, in them trying to take down Drake, would they effectively pass the baton to someone else? Because Atlanta has had it. Shoot, what when do we effectively give it to Atlanta? Because in you had, let's just say, people always say that the 90s are that's the golden era of hip hop. But if the 90s is the dream team, then the 2000s in my brain, the 2000s is the redeem team. So the 2000s was really good, but everybody was present in the 2000s. In the early 2000s, that's when Atlanta really started to kind of really burst onto the scene, when you got somebody outside of Dungeon Family. That's when you started to get other people. You get your Luders of the world, your TIs of the world, then your Jeezys, and then your Gucci's. So when do we really give it to Atlanta? I don't know. But I wondered if Atlanta was going to effectively pass the baton to someone else trying to kill Drake. And you know what? Looking at this Kenny and Friends, because the thing is that Cali has Cali has talent. The problem with Cali's talent, all of these guys like kind of rock with each other's behind the scenes, but you don't really see them effectively do music and publicly show that they're on a united front in the manner in which you see out of Atlanta. So, with that being the case, I really believe that what I thought was initially happening, I seen the grounds for it yesterday. So you see all of this Cali talent, and you see a lot of people will forget that Tyler the Creator is from Cali. All of these YG is from Cali. Like the connection of connecting the Bay to LA and all of this different stuff. So we we see we seen something last night. We could have, it looked good. It's so much. We saw what Unity may look like out of Cali and what Unity looks like out of LA. And to speak of Tyler the Creator, I personally don't listen to Tyler the Creator. I've heard some of his music before, but I'm not just gonna sit up here and act like I've heard a lot of Tyler the Creator music. But that's something that surprised me. That really surprised me when he came on stage. I would like I was in here with my daughter. My daughter was hitting flips and turning tricks and stuff like that. So with that being the case, I wasn't 100% like focused on it. I'm looking at it, but I might have missed a few things. So I'm hearing all the screaming and I'm thinking Kendrick on stage. And I'm like, oh no, that's Tyler. So they went crazy for Tyler. And I know that people like Tyler. So to see, him pop out, um, and it just goes back to what I said, just the unity. Like if they can get on a front where they begin to work with each other, and that's one thing that Kendrick has always been like the top dog over there, but we've never really like he sprinkles in his West Coast sound. And that's one of the reasons why I said that it's crazy that we just now get him and Mustard. He sprinkles it in. So you might have got a couple of West Coast sounding joints on Good Kid, Mad City. You got a couple on really like one, maybe two on To Pimp a Butterfly. Damn, might have had one. I don't know. But yeah, like so if he gonna do a whole Cali sounding album, that can shift that can shift a lot. That can shift a lot. So that's something that I'm going to be continuing to monitor. And I got that just by saying as far as the and friends because he could have went a lot of ways with that. I was 100% sure that I was going to see Metro and Future, and I thought that they was going to get a whole set. I respect Kendrick for saying no. This is all Cali. And that's why I say what I just said is a strong possibility because this was all Cali. We are literally when it comes to every aspect about Cali, we're gonna show you the rapping, we're gonna show you the singing, we're gonna show you the dancing. We had a dance team out there. So when it comes to the and friends section of it, I thought that was beautiful. And there are more friends, but that was in the no, hold on, I'm missing something. There were some other people that I thought that if he was gonna go the West Coast route, I thought that we would have seen more of the legacy acts. Um, I thought that we would see Dre. I thought that we would see Snoop. I thought that we would possibly see Ice Cube. Um, Even thought that it would be dope to kind of get like a NWA reunion. C213, C Dog Pound. Like I thought that we were gonna get a little bit more of that. But we got Dre, and that was big. So I mean, it's rare that you see outside of the Super Bowl. I think the Super Bowl probably was his last performance. And another thing, I'm here to talk. I'm not a Kendrick stan. I'm right in the middle. I love Kendrick. Well, I love his music, but I'm gonna call it how I see it. I did think that after being called an abuser, I thought that was wild to have Dr. Dre up there, but I do love the actions of it because Drake came out and immediately started to speak against even before it happened, speaking against the pedophile allegations, but. Kendrick never said a word about that, so we still in limbo. We don't know what. I mean, he never addressed it. But Whitney was there in support. That was cool. That's what you would expect. So, I thought all of that was cool, but getting into let's jump into the actual meat and potatoes of the Kendrick set. And I will say that this is what literally began to like amaze me with his set. First of all, y'all have seen the memes by now, but as an artist, it is hard to perform. So one of the pros, it's a pro on this and it's a con on this. The pros is that he was rapping without a what is it called? TV track. But yeah, he was literally he didn't have any background vocals. no back. Well, he had background both vocals, no background verse. He didn't have a background verse, so it was just him just going. And I'm not gonna say that this is a con, but this is something that I hated for him, but I understand it. To see him come out to Euphoria, the way that he came out, and this is something that I have said before, and I will continue to say. I had it all wrong before when I was thinking about Kendrick and what does a Kendrick diss record sound like. I was thinking to myself, I don't want to see him come over no smooth jazzy tune. I don't want him to focus on doing all of the different inflections and things with his voice. I want him to just come out and rap. I couldn't have been wrong, more wrong. Euphoria is one of the best diss tracks ever to me, if not number one. I really think that is number one. And it's just because all the layers. Because really and truly, he really emptied the clip on Euphoria. If you were listening, he emptied the clip. He just expounded afterwards. But just all of the layers just showed me how thoughtful he is. So to see him come out of there to my latest and greatest inspiration, them superpowers getting neutralized. Then immediately, what I'm starting to recognize is that the crowd was electric, and it speaks to this where I electrify him, you pacify him. The crowd was electric, and immediately rapping all of his bars, and I think that he might have been taken aback from that. He might have been taken aback. Now that I think about it, because I think what he started to mess up is in the middle of that verse where he tried to add a new line, and I think I need to go back and listen to it. Either he got mixed up or the beat ran a little longer than it was supposed to. It might have ran 4 bars longer because he started rapping that, or so he might have forgot a big chunk, or it might have been technical difficulties. But regardless of it, I hate that that happened because that was a moment, and it was still a moment. But I just hate that that he didn't get it. He was trying to get that new bar in there. Now I will say, if I'm Drake and I hear that bar, you you give me Pop Greens back, then I might give you a little respect. I don't care about your respect. I just lost a good chunk of my audience. I don't care about the respect of one individual. I'm over here in panic mode trying to figure out how I can regain my empire. And we're gonna get to that too. I got some words for Drake at the end. But give me give me the ring back. You ain't never have it. So I did think that was kind of interesting for him to say that, but hey, he is beating that ring. Like he wants this whole beef might have been started over that ring. But anywho, yeah, he had a little slip up in there, but I hate that he had that. It was just in the second part. The first part was and it was at the end of the second part, literally like the last 4 bars. But that's the thing. If he really would have got into it, he didn't have to say nothing because, like I said, the crowd was in it. The crowd was so in it, he didn't have to say a word. He really could have sat there and the crowd would have rapped the whole entire song, all 7 minutes of it. Oh, and then that was another beautiful thing about it. I thought that, being a month removed, we don't know what happened in the background. We don't know if there have been conversations between him and Drake. We don't know if there have been conversations between him and record labels. We don't know if Universal stepped in and tried to put in some guidelines for this particular show. We don't know what happened. So honestly, I was kind of expecting, this is just me, I was kind of expecting for Kendrick to get to certain lines and just not say them. So, for example, say Drake, I hear you like I'm young. I thought he would just say, I hear you like him young, but for him to actually get up there and say names and like in Euphoria, yeah, Cole and Ivory know I'm a selfish. Like, I was taken aback and I'm like, oh, he is out here on that type of time. Like literally taunting and saying like even everything about Kendrick looked different. So on on my Facebook page, I posted something not too long ago, and I was actually wrong in that because it was an old photo shoot, and I didn't know that. But for that Chanel photo that dropped um, probably about 2 weeks ago, I said this looks away after the battle, and the only reason why I said that because it kind of looks like, and I'm still wondering that even all the way. I'm wondering if Kendrick was diabolical enough to literally plan all of this out from well before like that to sit back there and say, okay, I'm a beta man. Then I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch the landscape for a while, maybe let him get a diss or two out there, and then from there I'm on him. And after that, we gonna after I'm declared the victor, then we're gonna pop out and we're gonna do a show in California. Um, so I question that, but it just kind of looked like, and I'm gonna say something. I don't care how people take it. A part of me kind of felt bad for Drake because just getting out of the moment and going back to the last couple of years. One of the reasons why I did not like that last Kendrick album, and I will continue to say that it doesn't matter that I don't like that last Kendrick album. He was technically due for a bad album. In my book, I know some people may feel differently about To Pimp a Butterfly, but in my book, he has three classics. Starting with and I'm talking about his albums that he made when he was on. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, damn, all classics in my book. I think he dropped the ball with Mr. Morale, but also as an artist feel like he that was one of those things where you just had to get it out before you can proceed with any other music. He just had to do that for himself. It's therapeutic because at the end of the day, when you've been writing and making music for so long, it's an outlet for you. So I believe that that's what that was, and I also feel like he feels that way also because you didn't get not one song from that album played. But I digress. I'm not here to talk about that. He I feel like he's ready to play the part of being the top dog. No pun intended. Drake, regardless of what you want to say, if you just rewind back in time when the pandemic hit, and this is what I was saying is one of the reasons why I didn't like that last album because I'm like, it took you 5 years to make that. And I'm rewinding back to a time where I vividly remember artists were not putting music out around COVID because they couldn't tour. So literally, what was that? 2020 might be the worst year in history for music. But Drake continued to put music out when all other artists were not putting any music out. Drake was continuing to put music out. So like Drake played the part of the top dog. Like he was literally out here. He did not leave his fans in the manner in which um Kendrick does and what Cole used to do. Cole pops out a little bit more now, but that was a period of time. I want to say probably between like 2013 to like 2017 where Kendrick and Cole had the same MO. Like they went and disappeared for however long they disappeared for, came back, gave you music, and then disappeared again. But Drake has always been outside. So I say this yesterday, Kendrick continued to look the part. I had to sit back and question myself and just think, have I ever seen Kendrick with jury on? And I don't remember a time where I maybe in his first album run, he might have wore a little jury. Kendrick has not been out here wearing jewelry. So to sit back there and see him with at least 2, 3 chains on was different. And it just kind of felt like I am here to play the part of the top dog. I am the man. I am numero uno and I'm ready to play the part of it. And it kind of also makes me question what role TDE had to play in all of this because he has been moving differently since he left TDE. Just the fact that we got this beef alone, the jury, um, working with Mustard, it's just a lot of stuff looks different now. It looks like Kendrick is doing what he wants to do, and I'm confused by that because I have seen Kendrick as he has been for the last decade. So to see him gain new characteristics now is kind of different. And I don't know this Kendrick artist wise. I don't know. I don't know Kendrick at all, but you know what I'm saying. So this is curious to me. I'm very curious to see his moves as we continue to um go. I want to look at something real quick. What was the set list? Let's see. What was this set list? What was Kendrick? So I will get another one of my cons out the way. When Kendrick when Kendrick when Kendrick scheduled this on Juneteenth, I was curious because the thing is that Kendrick is considered I cannot speak right now, a conscious artist, a conscious rapper. And I just think that that's something that he's considered because of To Pimp a Butterfly, um, and Alright, but when do you actually hear him say stuff that's conscious? I wanted to hear more of his brain, more of his thoughts on the stage because you're doing this show on Juneteenth, and I feel like all of them just went out there and did music, opposed to speaking to the fact that today is Juneteenth. Like I think the ultimate stand on the Drake side is Act, and he is boy Act is really the one spiraling out of control. But on the Kendrick side of it, I think it's Charlemagne. And Charlemagne said something today. He said that he think, since we gained our freedom on Juneteenth, he said that he think that this is the greatest thing to ever happen on Juneteenth. And I'm like, huh? Now I will say, I'm not taking it lightly. What happened? What happened would have been impactful regardless. To see all those, I wanted to slow walk the dog, in saving the last part and seeing all of those different people on stage. And what I thought was beautiful of that, you didn't hear of any casualties, you didn't hear of any fights, any drama from last night. And that's crazy. So to have all of these different gangs and sets on the stage, and I felt like that was the power also of Kendrick, and that was also one last final taunt to Drake and saying that you not like us because Drake can't do that. To have people on the stage that Kendrick genuinely has love for and see, like from his city, Drake does not have that. Like a lot of the people that are around Drake are people that are paid to be around Drake. So to genuinely have love, like that's something that few people can do. That was legendary. Legendary. It it did me good to see that. But as far that's something that would have been impactful regardless of the day in which it happened on. So I was kind of like, where is where are what did you specifically have to say towards the fact that today is Juneteenth? Why did I do this on Juneteenth? To me, it kind of Drake got a lot of flack for that word, for that bar, always rapping like you trying to get the slaves free. I understood what he was saying. I didn't take offense to that. I knew exactly what he was saying because it's like he he raps one way, and a lot of people say that he do things behind the scene. And expect that out of people, and it lines up with his character. But in that moment right there, I thought that he was gonna go out there and like speak to black people and speak to the day, and I feel like it was a failed opportunity. But I don't even want to harp on that because what was done was so great. It's just that it was done on Juneteenth. So, that's just how I feel. Somebody might look at it and think differently, but that's just how I feel concerning the matter. So, that's one thing. Where else were we at? I wanted to pull up the set list. Let's pull up the pop out set list. Okay. Okay, so it came out to Euphoria, then went into DNA. I love that. Um, I, I felt like even though Element, I feel like that was made for Big Sean. I feel like this time he was rapping it to Drake. All right, swimming pools, money trees. I love the fact that he did money trees, and this is the part where I said the more of the friends came out. Um, Black Hippie. That was super dope, and I thought that was also like a double entendre because Drake said you don't even go back to your hood and plant no money trees. Well, here I am in my hood with money trees. Win. So J Rock got a couple of songs off, and at this point in time, I was like, well, if there's one more opportunity if there's one opportunity for Future to come out, here, here it could be. Future didn't come out. So then we get 616 in LA. I thought that was dope. Collard greens, we get that part. We get King Kunta. I thought that was because I have told people for years. I don't know if you paid attention to it, but this song was talking to Drake. This song was talking to Drake. I got a bone to pick. I don't want you monkey mouth. Like if you look at Drake at the time before he got the beard, he was talking to him. I'm mad. What was I can dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghostwriter? What the happened? I swore I wouldn't tell, but most of y'all sharing bars like you got the bottom bump in a two-man cell. This is before the ghostwriting allegations. So this we know this is something that Kendrick has been holding for a long time. He knew he was the first person to know. He just didn't blow it up. So um, I thought that was interesting. Him doing King Kunta. Then we got Mad City, and I thought that was dope for him to do. Then we get Like That. That was a moment. That was a moment when that beat dropped, and there was another opportunity. I thought the Future was gonna come out. So when Future didn't come out, I'm like, oh, he is making a point. This is all Cali. Nobody but Cali. If you are not from California, you're not getting on this stage tonight. So there we go. Then Dre comes out, and you get Still Dre and California Love. And I thought that we was gonna get a moment there since Kendrick loves Tupac so much. I thought that Kendrick was gonna do Tupac's song, but Tupac's part, but he didn't do it. But then he used Dre to get us in. And I'm gonna tell you a theory of mine. When it was floating around and people were saying that they're gonna shoot the Not Like Us video on the 21st, 22nd, whatever it was. Um, I was like, I don't think so. I think, and I'm also I'll tell you the reason why I think I'm justified, verified. Um, but when they were saying that, I was like, I don't think he's gonna do that. I don't think that he'll go and shoot a video for that. I think what he'll do is just put the video out from the live stream. And so many people talking about him doing it 6 times. I think that he was doing it 6 times because he was messing up all through it, and they needed to get audio, all the audio in the world, and all the video in the world so that they can go in there and splice up all that to get a perfect song through it. And if my theory is correct, to have Dr. Dre saying, "Psst, I see dead people," to start the video off like that is crazy. So, get that was the other thing. Another thing that I hated about him. I hate that he couldn't get through the song. I hate that he couldn't get through the song, and it's not. I'm not knocking him. Not knocking him. I understand how it is, but I just hate that he couldn't get through the song. I wanted to see it from for myself, for him to. But I love how he did the first, kept doing the first verse and stopping. Um, and he may end up still shooting the video. He might end up chopping and splicing between, the two. But I just thought that that was dope, and I wish that he could have made it do it um fully just one time. But that was a moment to just see all the people in the crowd rap this song. I'm gonna tell you, um, am I done with this? I think this is where I want to transition into the Drake aspect of it. I want to completely finish my Kendrick before we shift to Drake. This was a monumental moment in hip hop, monumental, legendary. The energy jumped off the video. Like, I felt the energy through the video, so I can only imagine what it was like actually being in the building. Um, so this was a super dope moment. I enjoyed uh catching it in real time. Um and I like the mystique of watching it in real time. Of course, people pirated it and put it on YouTube, but it was cool just being able to watch it on, Amazon, which is a paid behind a paywall, but then also them having it on a free platform in Twitch. I thought that that was dope, and for us to have appointment content where all of us was sitting and watching it at the same time, um, it felt real good. And just like I said, him being so thoughtful and just putting so much thought towards everything it is that he does, like him stepping on the stage with something that Pac wore, like showing you his genuine love and affection for Pac. Um, I thought that was dope. I thought the camera angles of like the wop 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 and them cutting. I thought that that was dope. Man, I was supposed to hit one of these
Pop out and show niggas certified boogeyman. And I'm the one that up to score with them. Sometimes you got.
I was supposed to hit. I've been had this in here for months. All this stuff in there. I was supposed to. This is a perfect time for me to for me to hit this.
They not like us.
But yeah, I thought that that was just a dope moment. Everything about it was dope. I would love to see more of this. I would also love to see them put more concerts on where you can see them live, because I've went to go see um concerts. I think the last concert I went to was J. Cole for KOD. It's dope going to see these concerts, but man, I just be wanting to watch it at home. I don't want to go out there and have to worry about being around all these people, all this type of stuff, being in a smoke infested room. Like, I just want to watch it from home. Um, so I hope that they begin to do more events like this. But yeah, this was a big moment for Kendrick. Uh, Once again, I want to applaud him for a victory. Regardless of you know what anybody. One of the things that I do hate about it, though, I really this was all of this was a monumental moment for hip hop. The Kendrick aspect from it, the Drake aspect from it. I feel like a lot of people unfairly judged Drake in it. I thought that it was um very close until not like us when not like us came out, and I love the power move of meet the grams, even though didn't really like the song that much. It grew on me. It was just a dark song. But when not like us came out, like I thought that it was a wrap at that point in time. I thought that Drake was could still possibly be in it, but he was gonna have to he was gonna have to put the big joker down. And of course we didn't see him come with the big joker. But anywho, like I do want for people to recognize that this was a monumental moment from hip hop. And though Kendrick was the victor, like the Drake aspect of it was still monumental. Like you have two two members of the said big three going at it. Now I will say, uh, I did think that we were gonna get something, because the thing is what other people the people are giving J. Cole a hard time, but I could just tell. I could tell at the time, and I can tell afterward, and it's like things continue to line up to show that even in the music, like both of them in Family Matters, um, Drake addressed Cole, and in Not Like Us, Kendrick addressed Cole. They talked to Cole. So Cole got out of the way because of something that was said. And so I thought that we would see some type of thoughts towards that. But I kind of like it and dislike it at the same time, that Kendrick just got up there and he just rocked with the energy and said that no, I said that I stand on that, opposed to like publicly apologizing to Cole. um, but I thought that we would have just at least got a conversation on it. And I seen that Big Boy was in the building. It would have been dope for Kendrick to actually sit down with Big Boy and see these stuff like this is one of the reasons why I say we also have to we can't really just throw Drake out like that and say that he's not hip hop and all these things, because the weird thing about it, you don't really get a lot of Kendrick interviews. I think his last interview that he did was with Big Boy, and I want to say that that was probably like maybe 2017, 2018. Cole does interviews more often, but that's something. I mean, I think he did that Yachty interview. He did the Kevin Hart interview, but before that, Cole wasn't doing interviews like that. So Drake does interviews a lot, and people criticize, who he sits down and does interviews with. But he gave Elliot and B Dot Rap Radar an interview. What was that? Probably about 2 or 3 years ago. So it just would have been dope for Kendrick to sit down with Big Boy and them interview, talk about all of, and this goes back to my Juneteenth uh thoughts also. Like I just wanted Kendrick to say something instead of putting it all in the music. I mean, he said stuff, but it was just like kind of being cordial and addressing like typical show stuff. Like what we doing on this side, man. This is beautiful. This is monumental. We got different sets and stuff on. Like, but I just wanted him to say something else. Like he spoke. Well, I guess you could say that it's on brand though, because like he had nothing but Cali people on stage, and he spoke to Cali people and the stuff that was going on in Cali. I just wanted him to speak to Juneteenth, and it would have been dope for him to sit down and have an interview talking about all of this stuff because that was a victory run. It was a victory lap. So it would have been cool to really end the victory lap with a and I can't sit back there because Big was in the building. So it could be something that's coming out later. You know, he could have wanted it when it comes to superstars of this magnitude, like you on their time frame. So he could have said, "Hey man, drop this in 4 days. Let them live with the pop out first, and then drop this." So it could have been that. We don't know. So we'll see. I'm curious. Um, but anywho, kudos to Dot. I enjoyed every aspect of it. It was cool. It was definitely cool seeing Not Like Us done that many times. I sat back there and I watched all of them. But all right, now I want to get back into the Drake aspect of it. And so Drake, shut up. Just sit down and I wonder because I'm seeing just all of the damage that was done, and it was for something to me in my eyes be like so close. This did a number on Drake. Like this is just me. I thought that Drake was still in it until Not Like Us. I thought that it's just that Kendrick did everything better. Like when you look at Family Matters and you look at Meet the Grams, Family Matters was the better song, but people just he didn't give Drake no he didn't give the public no time to live with anything that Drake did because the moment he dropped Family Matters, I'm right back on you with Meet the Grams. And even though Meet the Grams wasn't like that, it's still I'm gonna let y'all live with this for the rest of the evening. And then tomorrow I'm gonna drop a banger. And that's exactly what he did. Like we didn't have time to actually live with that because right after that, then you have this going, Not Like Us going viral. Um so that's one thing. But my main thing is wondering if Drake can come back from this, and if he can, what's the what's the path? What's the path for redemption and being back in the eyes of the people? Because I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Just from and I I will say that I did think that it was funny to an extent. He said the summer league thing, and people were hinting at the fact that he was saying all of those openers that you had, um, showing like that's summer league talent. That's not pro talent. And I'm being honest with you. And I said this from the moment Drake dropped push-ups. I'm like, I don't like the energy of saying that you know, I have on every chain next visit. And this showed me that, like, the way that those people were united in the crowd and stuff like that, Drake, you can't go back to LA for a while, bro. Like, definitely can't go back to LA with all your chains on. Somebody gonna see you, they gonna try you. Um, so that's damage control right there already. Um, but for Drake, it seems like the so he dropped that showing that and somebody else said something about somebody else in OVO said something about revenge. And I do question what it would be like if Drake tried to come back out because Drake was his hands was tied to an extent, him being on that long tour and having to come out and get straight into a beef. Um and for you to jump into a fight with somebody who done plotted the fight. So I can imagine him wanting to sit back and take some time and plot a fight also. But I want to tell you, Aubrey, don't do that. Not Like Us was starting to die down a little bit. Then this happened. And we right back. We right back. And I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen again. It is June. So July is gonna come. And it's gonna start to die down again. And then August is gonna come. And the bands, He did. I'm just now seeing that post. What's going on with my stream on Facebook? Whatever. You're right. And I did think that if you're still in here, soccer 209, you are 100% right. And I actually put a post up about that, saying that on Euphoria, Kendrick said, "I'm a blick folks all in their coffin." Like, he did that. That was the blick in the coffin yesterday. You are 100% right. I'm just wondering if there is a route for Drake to come back, how? And like I was saying, it is not by jumping right back into a fight with Kendrick. If anything, you need to hibernate, give it about a year, take some time out to get the people back on your side for a little while. Because optically, public perception of Drake is not good. Just seeing the way that people talk about it. And I do believe that a little bit of that is is a little bit of that is just that it's fun to kick Drake right now. It's the thing to do. I don't know how many of those fans are really saying that we not rocking with Drake. It's just the thing to do right now. What I think Drake should be doing right now is accumulating music, come back with a surefire banger. We not talking about right now. No, the summer. No, what do you say? Summer vibes next? No, no, no summer vibes. Winter vibes. Not like us has to die out. And you lucky that what you call it is dead. Like that is dead. Not like us kind of killed that, but not uh, like that can come back too. But we don't need to hear from you until winter. You need to have a hit for the winter. Give people a couple of months, because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, Drake, Drake has he held us down through the pandemic when people were not releasing music. He was still releasing music. Drake has released music for the better part of 15 years more. Since 2009, he has not left. I think people have Drake fatigue right now. So all of this happened right at the right moment. And Kendrick does not come frequent enough. He does not release frequent enough for us to even get fatigued. Like, the most active moment of Kendrick's career was 2017 when he dropped Damn, and then right behind that dropped the Black Panther soundtrack. Like, Kendrick does not do that. Kendrick is every 2 to 3 years, not even 2 years, every 3 years, 3 to 4 years. So Drake, you need to go sit down. You need to go sit down and accumulate music. And when you come back, the music is so fire that people have no choice but to accept you back. And then once you get back, if you want to have another go at it, you can have another go at it. But I wouldn't do that. Don't bark on that tree. That tree will fall on you. That tree just fell on you. Um, I don't. I mean, even if even if you go and prepare, Kendrick done already said how many stocks do I really have in stock? One, two, three, four, five plus five. Like, he got 10 more. It ain't no telling. Like, he is waiting on you. Don't do it. Like, it's already looked like your career is over with, and that would, I feel like, be career suicide. So I think that the people might just have a little bit of Drake fatigue, and you need to just go sit down to the winner. Cause like I said, like not like us was starting to die down. Yesterday brought it right back. And then throughout July, it may begin to die down a little bit more. And then HBCUs gonna get the cranking up, and it's gonna be right back. So, bro, you got to go sit down to November. You got to be gone to November. Um, and you need to go look in the mirror. and see what Mike would do. But yeah, man, that's it. The stream got cut short on Facebook, so we'll uh we'll get it back up and running again. I think I'll replay it tomorrow on Facebook. Um, but yeah. Um, and I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts on everything. So down in the comments, let me know what you thought about the pop out. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was legendary. I thought it was monumental. I hope that he has inspired other people to do certain things like this. And I'm curious to see if what I said earlier is true and Atlanta just passed the baton to Cali. Because I see a world where that's happening. Um and yeah, I also want to know what your thoughts are on the Drake situation. What are your thoughts on all of this? I know what my thoughts are on Kendrick. I didn't get to that. I say that in closing. Like throughout this whole process, like Kendrick has kind of changed. Like, and I will say that that's um I respect Kendrick more as a rapper. I think I respect him a little bit less as a man because it's like what I've always said about and I still respect him as a man, don't get it twisted. But just at what he projected to be. Like I didn't expect nothing out of Drake. We never expected nothing out of Drake. I mean, Drake is pretty much what you see, but as far as Kendrick, he presents a certain way. So, like, that's one of the things that people told me so much about that last album that he went out there and did the work on himself, but then I seen Meet the Grams come out. But regardless of what you think about those two things, like man, Drake, not Drake, Kendrick, just the rapper. Like to me, he looks like he's ready to go on another run. Um, and I'm so curious to see it. I already thought that Kendrick was coming out this year. I hope that is this summer. I hope that he gives us some Cali tunes to ride to and to bump this summer. So we'll see that. I want to know your thoughts about all of it. Though, give me your thoughts about Kendrick. Give me your thoughts about everybody. All of the and friends. Give me your thoughts about what Drake has to do to get back into the graces of the good people. But I think all of us will say that he need to go sit down for a minute and stop and get off Instagram. Just get off Instagram. But anywho, it's been good as always. I will holler at y'all later. Love you. And we out.